As we all know, Sonic the Hedgehog is a franchise that releases games pretty often, and they've released many games over the years. But that also begs the question, why are there so many games that have been shut down / delisted by SEGA and most likely have been forgotten about by many people? And I'm pretty sure most of you guys are just like, yo, what games could this guy possibly be talking about? Let's get right into the video really quick. Now, these games are actually mobile games that you can either play on your Android or your iPhone. Now, this specific Sonic game that was released back in 2010 was called Sonic at the Olympic Games, and it literally got delisted, I'm not even kidding, in the first week. It did not even last 1 week. It got erased in 5 days. Now, this game is pretty much just Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, just without Mario. So, you know, rest in peace to Mario. But yeah, Sonic and his crew literally show up in this game, which is pretty much the exact same thing as the Wii version, but it's just on a mobile device. And the crazy part is, this game was actually exclusive only to iOS, so no Android people can actually play this game, which really did suck. So no one actually knows why this game was shut down so quickly, but many people are speculating that it's probably because Nintendo had some sort of licensing issues with Sega, and you know, Sega pretty much did it without their permission. We're not entirely sure, that's just rumors. So, and as stated earlier, this game literally released the last week of January, and of course the first week of February is literally when it shut down, which is absolutely insane. Now, staying on the topic of the Olympic Games, why not mention the Sonic at the Tokyo 2020 Games, which once again, Mario was not included. Dude, I swear, man, they just hate Mario. Dude. So of course, this game is obviously only related to Sonic characters, and it came out in 2020. The crazy part is, if you actually own the game, you can continue playing the game even though the game was technically shut down, which I don't know how that works, but hey, Sega I guess was nice to you. But this game, once again, related to the Winter Games, has pretty much most and the majority of the Olympic events and games on your mobile device. Now, once again, I did state that the game came out in 2020, but of course, the online services of the game were actually terminated on December 15th of 2021, and the game was officially shut down from all app stores on June 30th, 2024. I mean, hey, on the bright side, this game did last a little bit longer compared to the Winter Games, which only lasted 5 days, which is absolutely stupid, but oh well. Now, the next game would actually be Sonic Jump Fever, as it would be a sequel to Sonic Jump. Literally, that's it, Sonic Jump. The game was released on April 2014, and of course, it was shut down on November 2018, which only lasted 4 years, which is actually a record compared to the other 2 games that we did mention. Now, the game is pretty much self-explanatory. All you have to do is you just jump up, like as high as you can, pretty much. And it also had a multiplayer option to where you can actually play with your friends or other people and, you know, see who actually scored higher on the leaderboard. Many people also did complain about the game, and one of the main complaints that they had were about the controls and how they were a lot more jankier compared to the original first game that released. And it's actually pretty crazy and pretty sad because this was actually made by the company who actually made Sonic Dream Team, Hardlight. Now, the next game would actually be Sonic Runners. Now, you're probably like, wait, hold on 1 second. I literally can see this game on my app store. No, actually, you're thinking of Sonic Runners Adventure, which would actually be the sequel towards Sonic Runners. Sonic Runners is actually the prequel of that specific game. This game was actually made by Sonic Team, and of course, it released on iOS and Android. It released back in February 2015, both for Canada and Japan, and June 2015 internationally. And unfortunately, it did shut down on July 2016. Unfortunately, the game only lasted 1 year, which really does suck, but you know, they did make a sequel to the game, which would be Sonic Runners Adventure, but many people were complaining as this specific game doesn't have as many characters as the original, which is totally understandable because, you know, it's a sequel, so it technically should have more characters, but oh well. Now, this game is actually pretty simple and pretty self-explanatory, as all you have to do is just pretty much run. Just like how the title says, because it's pretty much a side-scroller type of game, and you would have to gain as many points as possible jumping over different obstacles, using items, and collecting as many crystals as possible to keep, of course, your combo potential. Now, of course, the last game would actually be a Sonic Unleashed game, and you know, many people are like, yo, hold on, there's only an HD version and a Wii version. Now, actually, there was the Java version for the early phones, such as the Blackberries, Android, and J2ME phones. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry, man. This was actually a 2D type of game for your phone, so hey, it's pretty simple. It's a Sonic game, and I'm pretty sure many people actually enjoyed it. Now, I'm not sure if you can actually get it nowadays through mods and all that type of stuff, but hey, if you can do it, why not give it a chance? Now, apparently this game was actually somewhat of a 2D version of a Sonic Rush type of game, because it did play kind of similar to those specific games. Now, the game was actually released in June of 2009, and it actually released in 2011 for Android, but unfortunately it shut down in 2012, which sucks for Android users because they only got 1 year to use it. Like, come on, really? I own an Android, like, please. Now, the main complaint that many people actually had about the game was that it suffered from buggy gameplay and its sound. Now, it was only released in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, and the Middle East. So yeah, basically many people, if you did like the boost gameplay, you were going to enjoy the game, but you know, when it came to the Werehog, many people did not like the Werehog, so unfortunately, that pretty much was also a huge thing. So yeah, these games have been completely shut down and you're not able to play them. Now, I'm not sure if you can play some of these through like hacks or mods or whatever, but back in the day, I'm pretty sure if you played the game, you probably had a blast. And of course, as of recently, SEGA actually announced that they're going to delist some games such as Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2 and Sonic CD, so that really does suck and is a bummer, and I don't know why they're doing that. Now, once again, I didn't name every single game that have been shut down because there have been plenty of other Sonic games such as Sonic Schoolhouse that has been shut down and delisted in other areas. But if you guys do know some Sonic games that have been shut down, let me know in the comments down below, as I would like to know and see what other games have been shut down in other areas and possibly regions. Thank you guys once again for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And once again, thank you for the big support that you guys have been giving me recently. It really does mean a lot to me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and peace.